Hey guys, welcome to the Hacked Existence tutorial on building the OUiSPY from Kernel Panic. So by the end of this video, I'll show you guys how to assemble Kernel Panic's OUiSPY kit into the device you see here. Basically, the goal of this device is to serve a similar purpose to that of the Ray Hunter. It's to inform you when you are being snooped on. So this device does an audible alert as well as a Wi-Fi interface that will show you the devices that it's come into contact with. And specifically what it's looking for is flock cameras when you're running the FlockU firmware. So Flock makes a line of cameras called LPRs, or license plate readers. These are basically solar powered cameras that the video streams are analyzed and the license plates are pulled out, aggregated together, and sold to law enforcement, who then leverages that data to track the travel patterns of subjects of interest. So the way this device detects those cameras is it listens for Bluetooth beacons and it analyzes the OUI, or organizationally unique identifier, which is the first 3 bytes of the MAC address of the Bluetooth device. And OUIs are given to companies when they manufacture radios to uniquely identify the manufacturer of the radio. So by looking at the first 3 bytes of Bluetooth beacons, you can tell which company, based on a list, manufactured the device. So there's a hard-coded list of all the OUIs from Flock and a couple other surveillance systems in here. And when this receives a Bluetooth beacon that has an OUI that matches that list, it will beep and add an entry to the web interface. Now, this doesn't catch all of the Flock cameras. Some of them don't beacon, but for the ones that are actively beaconing, this will alert you to their presence. In addition to FlockU, there's also a firmware where you can load in MAC addresses and basically do Bluetooth fox hunting, as well as a firmware that will do Wi-Fi beacon analysis for drones that are registered with the FAA. So let's jump into the bill of materials. All right, here's our bill of materials. We're going to start with the OUiSPY kit. This is from Kernel Panic, and we have a top plate and a bottom plate. Pretty cool silk screen on the board here. Snoop onto them as they snoop onto us. Basically, we're going to sandwich those together with this hardware. These are the separators that are going to hold the top and bottom apart. We'll bolt it together with the hardware it came with. And to that, we're going to add a Seed Studio. This is the ESP32S3 chip. And that came with this set of header pins, so we'll solder those on. It also came with a nice little 2.4 gigahertz antenna that will stick to the bottom plate there. So I picked that up on Amazon. I also picked up a little 3-volt buzzer that will solder onto the board here. So we'll begin by soldering the header pins onto the ESP32. Okay, so I'm going to begin soldering by just pushing the header pins through from the bottom of the board, and then I'll solder them all in place. All right, now with our header pins all soldered onto the ESP32, we'll place this into the board with the USB slot pointing down. All right, and now I'll solder all these pins into place. All right, now that we can see our ESP32 is all soldered onto there, the next step is going to be to install the buzzer. And if we look on the bottom of the buzzer here, we can see the plus and the minus for the 2 poles on the buzzer. If we look on the top of the board here, we can see the one denoted as plus. So I'm just going to line these up and push them through. And this buzzer seems to be a little bit short of the distance, so I'm just going to kind of bend it and push it through. Get it nice and flat on there, and we'll see that the pins kind of come out to the side. So I'm just going to bend them over. Make sure this is all nice and flush on the top. Got a good mount on there. And now I'll solder these 2 up. All right, now that everything is all nice and soldered up, I'm just going to come through with a pair of snips and trim these pins down so they're not hanging out. Even though they'll be protected, sandwiched between the 2 layers, I'm just going to trim them down for a nice clean install. Okay, so the next step is going to be to assemble the case, and I'm going to start that by taking the antenna and I'm going to push the IPEX connector through this hole in the PCB here so that I can plug it onto the IPEX adapter on the back of the ESP32. And now that that antenna is nice and tightly plugged into there, we can take our bottom plate and we're going to line this up so they're going to go like this, and I'm probably going to put the antenna about like that. So I'm going to peel off the sticky tape and stick it on. All right, now that the antenna is stuck to the PCB, we can put in the spacers and bolt it all together. All right, now that our OUiSPY is all assembled, let's jump over to the computer and get this thing programmed. All right, so to get the OUiSPY all installed, I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to type OUiSPY GitHub, and I'm going to go to Kernel Panic's GitHub here. And I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to be using the Unified Blue, which is the recommended firmware. So I'm going to follow this link. And here I'll do code, download a zip. And we'll save that. And over here in the downloads, I will unzip it. And now over in a terminal, I will cd to downloads and that folder we just created. So here I'm going to do Python 3 -m venv myenv to spawn up a new Python environment so that we can use pip to install the dependencies. And I'll do source myenv/bin/activate. And now I can do pip3 install ESP tool, PySerial, which are dependencies to install OUiSPY. And so over here, if we look at the tutorial down here in the flashing guide, we had to install these two dependencies. That's what we just did. And now we're going to run python flash.py. But first, I'm going to plug the ESP32 into the MacBook. And we can see that it found it connected. So I'm going to say flash yes. All right, so we heard the beep from it turning on. I do not need to flash another board, so let's jump back over to the bench. All right, with the OUiSPY all powered on and the unified blue firmware flashed onto it, we can see that we are connected to the OuiSPY SSID from the iPad here, and so it's going to throw that up. The password is OuiSPY123 without the dash, all lowercase, and the whole password table is on the unified blue GitHub page. That'll give you all the different SSIDs and passwords for all of these different firmwares, and you're going to use 192.168.4.1 for all of them. I'm going to run FlockU because that's the one that I enjoy, so I'm going to pick that. Now we'll see rebooting. And once we hear the little boot chime, we can go into our Wi-Fi and connect to that Wi-Fi network. And after that reboot, we can see we're connected to FlockU now, and the password is FlockU123. And so if I refresh this 192.168.4.1, we can see we have the FlockU interface. The GPS doesn't seem to work with iPhones, but if you have an Android phone, you can connect it and it'll pull GPS from your Android phone. And basically this is going to give you stats on what it's looking for. You can see live, we haven't come in range of anything. Our database here shows all of the Mac prefixes that it's looking for, the manufacturer IDs, the Raven UUIDs, all that fun stuff. We can download and export of the flock cameras that we've come into contact with. But ultimately, we can just leave this up and running, hook it up to an Android phone and feed it GPS and carry it around with us. And as we come into range of flock cameras, it's going to not only beep from the buzzer, but also they'll show up in here in our live list. All right, the last thing that we'll note is there's a little boot button here on top of the ESP32. And if you hold that down for 2 seconds, it's going to reboot and it'll go back into the OuiSPY SSID and let you change firmwares. So anytime you want to switch between them, you hold this boot button down for 2 seconds and then you connect back to the SSID. But once you load a firmware on there, it will survive power cycles. So this will stay in FlockU until I hold that boot button down for 2 seconds to set it back to the OuiSPY firmware. So hopefully at this point, you guys have a fully assembled OuiSPY. You're ready to get out there and find those flock cameras. As always, stay tuned and thanks for watching.